Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 10 of Sundara Kanda. In the previous chapter, we have seen Hanuman searching in the harem of Ravana for the availability of Sita. It is essential for Hanuman to search for Sita amid the women, and even Sampati told him that Sita is held captive in the Ravana's palace. He do not know where exactly inside the palace, so he is searching everywhere in every corner. Looking round, Hanuman observed a splendid dais worthy of the gods, made of crystal encrusted with pearls, furnished with couches of emerald mounted on ivory and gold, and covered with rich and priceless rugs. And he saw a white canopy in the place, festooned with celestial garlands that gleamed like the moon, and he observed a magnificent couch inlaid with gold, flaming like fire, and bearing garlands of ashoka flowers, round which figures were waving fans to and fro, creating cooling draughts and perfumes of every kind, wreathed it with delicious fragrance, spread with soft woolen clothes, and decked with chaplets of flowers. It was adorned on every side, and there, resembling a thunder cloud, the sovereign of the Titans lay with bright and flashing earrings, reddened eyes, golden raiments, his limbs smeared with saffron and fragrant sandal, like a purple cloud at dusk, riven with lightning, adorned with celestial ornaments, magnificent to behold, able to change his form at will. As he lay asleep, he resembled the Mandara mountain with its trees, groves, and bushes without number, having ceased from Delians, decked with priceless ornaments, delight of the Titans, and dear to all the Titan women. His feasting over he lay sleeping on the golden bed, breathing like a serpent. And Hanuman, filled with awe, shrank back in fear and stationed himself on a landing of the stairway, pressing himself against the inner wall. Then that courageous monkey looked down on that lion among titans lying there in a drunken stupor. And as the king of the Titans lay sleeping, his luxurious couch resembled a great waterfall by which a mighty tusker in Musta is resting. Hanuman looked down on the two outstretched arms encircled with golden bracelets of the gigantic monarch, resembling the standards of Indra, which had formerly been pierced in combat by the sharp tusks of Airavata and torn by the discus of Vishnu, and great shoulders that had been lacerated by Indra's mace. Those vast arms, firmly set with well formed, powerful muscles and thumbs, and nails bearing auspicious marks, rings covering the fingers, those arms thick as clubs, rounded like the trunk of an elephant, that lay along opulent couch, as it were two snakes with 5 heads, smeared with sandal of the color of hare's blood, fresh, extremely rare, and of a delicious fragrance, massaged by women of sovereign beauty with precious unguents, those arms that had crusted yakshas, that had caused yakshas, panagas, gandharvas, devas, and danavas to cry out in terror. That monkey gazed upon as they lay along the couch, like two great and angry reptiles sleeping in a cave on the Mandara mountain. And with his or two great arms, the chief of the Titans resembled Mount Mandara with its twin peaks. The scent of the mango or punnaga tree, impregnated with that of the bakula, blended with the savour of viands and aroma of wine, issued from the vast mouth of that monarch of Titans during sleep and seemed to fill the whole apartment. His diadem was decorated with rubies and precious stones, gleaming with gold, and he was adorned with earrings smeared with red some sandal. His well developed breast bearing a string of pearls, a white silken cloth flung aside revealed his scars, and he was covered with a costly yellow coverlet. Like a mass of light, he lay, hissing like a serpent, so that it seemed as if an elephant lay asleep in the deep waters of the Ganga. Four lamps set on golden pillars cast their light to the four sides as lightning reveals the surface of the mass of cloud. Then that foremost of monkeys saw the wives of that great monarch of the Titans sleeping at the foot of their lord, their faces bright as the moon, wearing precious earrings and fresh garlands. Skilled musicians and dancers, they lay in the arms and on the breast of that Indra of Titans, attired in beautiful raiments. The monkey gazed on those women wearing golden bracelets and earrings set with diamonds and emeralds, their faces fair as the moon, illumined by the reflection of their glittering earrings, brightening the hall as stars illumine the firmament. Overcome with drinking and amorous dalliance, those slender waisted wives of the king of the demons lay fast asleep where they had been reseated, and one possessed of lovely limbs, skilled in the dance, slept there, wearied by her graceful motions, while another, embracing her veena, looked like a lotus that had fallen into the water, clinging to a passing raft. Third dark-eyed maiden held her mankuka in her lap, as a youthful woman would her child, while yet another with graceful limbs and shapely bosom stepped with her tamburi pressed to her heart, as one embraces his love after a long absence. This one, with eyes like lotuses, had fallen asleep, clasping her veena as a beautiful girl enfolds her beloved one affectionately in her arms. Pure one of the restrained sense lay beside her lute, which she encircled with her arms, resembling one affianced laying by the side of her chosen one. There, one those limbs gleamed like Canada gold, dimpled, ravishing, her eyes heavy with wine, though sleeping was striking her drum. One of slender waist and flawless beauty, worn out by feasting, slept with a cymbal in her lap, and yet another held a dindima, and had another slung on her back, so that she looked like a young mother with her husband and her child. One with eyes large as lotus petals, clasping her Adambara lightly to her breast, had fallen asleep under the influence of wine, and yet another, her water vessel overturned, resembled a flowery wreath that is sprinkled with water to keep it green. Another, falling under the sway of sleep, with her hands covered her breast, resembling two golden cups, and one with eyes like lotuses, fair as the moon, had fallen asleep, embracing one of her companions, possessed of lovely hips. Fearlessly beautiful women clasping musical instruments, pressed them to their bosoms like lovers, their chosen ones. And that monkey beheld a marvelous bedstead apart, on which one of those lovely women lay richly attired, adorned with pearls and precious gems, who seemed to lend radiance to that magnificent apartment. Clad in silk bright as Kanaka gold, Ravana's favorite queen, Mandodari by name, slender waisted woman of gracious features, lay fast asleep, adorned with ornaments, and seeing her, that offspring of the wind god said to himself, "Oh, this one endowed with the wealth of youth and beauty, may be Sita." And he rejoiced exceedingly. Thereafter, in his delight, he leapt into the air, waving his tail and manifesting his joy by his antics, frolicking, singing, climbing up the pillars from where he dropped to the ground, thus demonstrating his monkey nature. Thus ended chapter 10 of Sundara Kanda in Ramayana. In fact, the Hanuman was deeply having a love towards Rama. At the moment when he saw Mandodari, who looked more similar with many of the natures in terms of her beauty and youth, immediately he recognized her to be probably Sita, which she may not be. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puramasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.